and then switch. No fainting. Work on these skills that we just introduced you to. Okay, listen, let me address something because, good job. This student recognized it. I did use a technique I didn't show you, and it's called the feather parry. And I think it's appropriate maybe to show you it. You don't need a lot of instruction in it, but it's good to know it exists. So far, when we talked about parry, we did it with the long edge. Okay, so he thrusts, and we did this, right? There's another parry that exists, and it's called the feather parry. And basically, it's using the back edge or the short edge of your weapon. So he thrusts, and it's here. Notice I'm still in cart. I didn't go to tierce to employ the long edge. I stayed here in cart. It's a very simple motion, and it basically involves your back edge. Notice my sword is right here then, that I can do a whole bunch of returns, including the one I did, which was to move into tierce and use that. Okay? So it's called feather parry, and essentially it's just using the back edge of your weapon. The hand remains in cart. Okay? Cool. Play with it. Yeah, very good.
I have a question. I noticed that you came around. Now, you can actually do it. It's a great question. I don't have much experience with small sword. I'm learning right along with you.
Right.
Play with it. But usually, here's a 10 in a small sword.
Yeah. And really all I'm doing is
because as soon as you make the promotion, you open yourself up. And these things are lightning fast.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you want to get the wall? Yeah. So,
good.
So I'm going to go a couple times, do things like this. Without making an actual attack.
It seems you
Just to give you
that tight enough, time to recover. Yep. Everything find your purpose.
Yeah, I was just going to say, very good. You're doing a good job picking up your own mistakes. Very good.
Aaron, are you going to switch us or are we switching ourselves?
Switch yourselves.
Okay.
Remember, like Eric said, you can still move around. For those persons that are attacking you, you can move around, readdress. You don't have to just stand
Yeah, so it's really, your hand stays in space.
It's more of a
Turning.
game.
So the end of the sword will move. Yeah. But the point will actually move up. It's not so much you're driving it off with the point, it's you're just turning the edge into it. As you move in, it's just here. My hand stays in space, so it's not this. It can, yeah. What's tricky with this because you don't have this defined with the blade, but so watch my edge versus my flat here. Right, because here I have my edge turned towards you, and now I'm actually turning my edge more strictly into your sword.
Sounds good.
Getting it off.
Okay, just relax for 1 second where you are. Let me just give you this bit of information. So notice that when someone picks up a foil, maybe even a rapier to some extent, but especially a small sword of any type, and you see them start to do this, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay? Because in reality, what they're trying to emulate is what maybe they see as this. Or setting up for a feint, perhaps. But when they're like, oh, but the point is, they don't really know what this is about. So whenever you fence somebody and they pick up a small sword or rapier or something and they start doing all this stuff, it's like, oh, okay, you know what we're doing. So, and that sucks to fight against because it's always kind of taking the system and, you know what I mean? And now you can't really apply the system either. So now you're left to that common type fencing. Yeah. But you're left to that common type fencing where you're hoping for the best. And like maybe I can get a good moment, where I can do something that somewhat resembles what it is it should be. So that's why, when you're fencing somebody, now they're switching from cart to tears in such a way that they're trying to set something up. Now you know, this person knows how to fence. Instead of this. It's like, man, now I got to throw my sword in. So go ahead, keep it up.
Switch it.
Can I get a couple more?
Yeah.
There I led with my hand. There was a happen. Yeah.
That was perfect, though. You had the right inflation. That was a good time to do it. You're a little bit early.
You can move if you want. There's no fence. Just the open door.
Oh, nice.
Oh, see, I did it too early. I left too early.
Okay, relax. Very good.
Pass this up.
So that's called thrusting at the wall. Just like we talked about in our, what do we call it? Not drill. What was I saying? Performance. Just like I talked about our performance, you can add these different criterion, right? These different tenets that govern what it is we're doing. Same thing can be added into fencing at the wall. The real key is, though, that one person is limited and cannot retreat. So think about it that way. You can do all sorts of stuff. Like you can now add